Why does it really cost so much to become a real estate agent here in Canada? Why? Now, if you're curious to know how much it really costs to become a real estate agent, I'm going to break it down. The cost of becoming a realtor here in Ontario, Canada. Let's jump right into it. So to become a real estate salesperson here in Ontario, Canada, there are different phases. There is the educational phase and there is the registration phase. The education phase is broken down into the pre-registration phase and the post-registration phase. Now, the post-registration phase is the phase 2 years after you are registered and you're licensed to start practicing. So that's another educational section that is required before your next register. You have to renew your license every 2 years. So that is the post-registration phase. Now, real estate is a regulated career here in Ontario. So all salespersons and brokers must be registered with the Real Estate Council of Ontario, RECO. That's what we call it here. Now, unfortunately, Humber College, which is now the only place that you can get your educational phase completed to become a real estate agent, salesperson here in Ontario, Canada. So maybe that's why it costs so much, because we have no other competitions. It is only one place that you can get it. And usually this is done online. To be enrolled into the education phase, there is the application process that you will have to go through. Now, the application fee is $125, which is non-refundable. I did a video previously of how to become a real estate agent. Now, this video, we're not talking about how to become a real estate agent. We're talking about the cost which is involved. So if you're interested in that video, you can go and check it out right here where I will list it. And you can go check it out after watching this video, of course. So once you meet the requirements for application, you submit your application fee and now you're accepted, then now it's time to start the pre-registration educational phase. Now the pre-registration educational phase involves 5 courses, 2 simulation sessions, and 4 exams. Yes, that's how many courses you have to go through in order to complete the pre-registration phase. Let's take a closer look into the course breakdown. So there are 5 courses. So from those 5 courses, 4 courses, you are required to do an exam after each course, right? In course 5, there's not an exam that is involved in course 5. Now, the good thing about completing your real estate salesperson course at Humber College is that you pay as you go. They set it up accordingly to make it more economical for you financially to complete the courses rather than to come up with a lump sum amount of money. So you pay per course. And as I said, I'm going to break down the cost which is involved per course in this video. So the first cost that you will be expected to pay is the application fee of $125. Now, these courses are individually priced, right? So for course 1, it's the cost for course 1 currently 2024 is $600. Each course, as I just mentioned, comes with an exam after the course. So after you have completed the course, then you become eligible to write the exam, which is usually done online. This is another process for another video for another day. Now, the cost of course 1 exam is $115. Now there is course 2. The cost of course 2 is $685, which the exam for course 2 is $115. Now, please be advised, if you fail 1 exam, you have to pay for a retake. So at the end, this total figure will be dependent on the amount of retakes of exam that you have to take. If you pass with 1 go, then the total will remain the same. But if you have multiple failure, multiple attempts, then you'll have to add the cost of that exam to the final cost, right? And the cost, so now let's look at the cost for course 3. Course 3 is a little less expensive compared to the other two courses, which is $360. And again, this course comes with an exam cost of $115. Now, course 4 is approximately the same amount as course 3, which is $360, with the exam again of $115. Now, as I just mentioned, course 5 does not include an exam, and course 5 is just a shorter course, right? And the cost of this, luckily, is $100. Again, no exam comes with this course. Now, let's look at the simulation sessions. The simulation sessions involve 2 exams within each one of them, and you have to pass one stage before you are eligible to apply to pay for the next version, the next course, right? And usually the simulation sessions usually run a week, and it is online, 5 days, I think, 5 days, yes, and it is online on the 5th day, or I think they do it on weekends also. I did mine in 5 days, and on the 5th day, I had the exam after I think it was on a Friday. So we had the exam at the end of the day. So the cost for the simulation session 1, which includes the exam, is $855. And this involves real estate transactions, residential real estate transactions. Then comes simulation session 2, which is a commercial real estate transactions. And this one is a little less, costs a little less than simulation 1, which is total of $690, which includes the exam. So you will be doing a total of 6 exams, 5 courses, and 2 simulation sessions, which now comes to a total of $4,110 for the total cost for your pre-registration educational phase of the real estate salesperson exam at Humber College. I think they're changing the name. I got an email recently that they're changing the name. I don't remember what the name is, but as of now, when I'm recording this video, it is Humber College. Now, be mindful that there are some additional costs which are involved. For example, I just mentioned if you fail one exam, then you have to pay. So you have to consider those additional costs, which will take your $4,110 up a little notch if you fail an exam, if you have to do multiple attempts. Now, let's look at the registration part. For this pre-registration phase, you are given 24 months to complete it, right? So after, you can complete it before the 24 months, but the maximum time of completing these courses is 24 months. Now, after you have done it all, and you have done your last simulation session, and you pass all the exams, congratulations. Now it is time to move on to the registration phase, where you will need more money. You have to dig further in your pocket to come up with more money. And be mindful, it can be a lot. It can be a lot. I was surprised. I was actually surprised when I completed my pre-registration educational section. And when it comes to time for my registration, I was like, more money again. So I'm warning you just to make sure that you know what to expect after completing the educational section. Now, this section involves different costs and fees, which we're going to look into, different requirements, right? So first, you'll need a police check. And police check, I think, is around maybe $40 to $50 at the time when I'm doing this video. So you'll have to get a police check, which you do that online, request it online, and you'll get an email with it after it is completed. If you are interested in how to do that, let me know in the comments, and I might do another video with that section of getting the police check. Next, you have your RICO licensing fee, which you have to do initially for your registration, right? And this fee is biannually, which means you pay every 2 years when it's time to relicense. Now I'm in that part because now I'm in that phase right now where my 2 years is coming up, my second anniversary is coming up. So now I will have to look forward to pay that fee. So you will have to pay that fee initially to get registered. to get your license, right? And that fee at the time when I did mine was $590. But recently, I think effective 2023 or 2024, I don't remember to be honest, but they changed that amount and they decreased the fee a little bit. Good news, yes, good news. So that's dropped now to I think $356. So it is $200 less than the current fee that I paid initially. Then there comes errors and omission insurance fee. Yes, there's a fee for everything when it comes on to real estate, guys. If you haven't seen my previous video on the pros and cons of becoming a real estate agent, you can go check it out after watching this one, where I did mention some pro, which involves the income that you get from being a real estate agent. But that's if you put in a lot of work. You understand? But I won't tell you everything. Go and check out that video after watching this video. But you have to pay fees. And another fee is errors and omission fee, which is the insurance fee, which is $500 as we're doing this video that you have to pay every year. So when you're getting licensed initially, registered, you have to pay that fee, $500. Then next is your fees for your real estate board, depending on what board you're going to join. I am a part of the TREB, Toronto Real Estate Board. There are different boards for different regions, and there's different prices involved for each board. So this is not a set amount because it also involves career fees, OREA fees, and different these fees involved. So for this one, I would say budget approximately between $1,000 to $1,500 for your real estate board fees. This is just an approximate, an estimate amount, right? When I got licensed in 2020, when was it? 2022, I think my total cost was around $1,300 at the time. And some of these fees are prorated because it goes from January to December. So it depends on the time of the year, the month and the year when you're getting your license, right? So let's round up the total cost for getting registered is, I would say, budget for approximately $2,000 to $2,500 because everything adds up. Now let's round up the total cost that is involved in getting your real estate license here in Ontario. So say we're going to put it at the lower cost of $2,000 just for easier math, right? And remember, our total fee for the registration, for the pre-registration education requirement was $4,110 plus $2,000 for a registration, which gives us the total of $6,110 to get your real estate license here in Ontario, Canada in 2024. Now, as I said, guys, that's the approximate amount. It's not the exact figure, but I would advise for you to budget approximately $6,000 to $6,500 to obtain your real estate license. Now, were you expecting that much money for your real estate license? And if you're watching from another country, I know in the States, in the US, it is far cheaper. You don't do as much courses as we do here in Canada, Ontario, Canada. So if you're watching from somewhere else, let me know in the comments the differences. What is different in the price and what is different in the course component compared to where you're at and here where we are representing Canada. Let me know in the comments where you're representing from. And thank you so much for sticking around to the end, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.